And we're recording. We're on. Yay! Hey, everybody. I'm Lane Kennedy, and this is a masterclass for the upgraded woman. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. Today, I'm being joined with Rye from the New School Kitchen. The New School Kitchen. And we're going to talk about food and cooking meals and doing it in less time because we ladies, we need help in that area. So Rye's going to help. Welcome to the show, Rye.
Yay, Lane. Thank you so much for having me. It's really fun to be just hanging out in my kitchen with you.
I know. I love that. I love that I reached out to you just so randomly. I feel like it was very randomly. And we connected, and I love what you're doing in the world because, again, women need a lot of support around preparing food. And as a fellow nutrition person out there in the world, what you do is really fascinating to me because you have like a time limit, right? Like everything is like 30 minutes.
Let's get it done. Yeah, so much so. We're overwhelmed, we're overscheduled, and then there's this idea that we need to be 100% when it comes to nourishing ourselves and our families. And so it's like, yeah, breakfast didn't work out and lunch didn't work out, so screw it for dinner kind of thing. And you know, inside the New School Kitchen, it's all about kind of embracing the messiness and the imperfection that oftentimes comes with the whole game of not knowing what to eat, getting it on the table, getting it in your body, and then doing it all over again. It can be really overwhelming.
So I know that some of my clients, like we have special food programs or protocols, right? So people have certain allergies. People have certain, illnesses or chronic ailments that they're dealing with, right? Can they, with your type of program and your type of, system, can they still do it in 30 minutes?
Such a good question. And yes, 100%. The way that all of this developed was because of my own personal experience nourishing myself with this kind of constantly changing set of food sensitivities, of food preferences, of, watch a documentary and decide like, oh gosh, something needs to kind of shift for me. Food and just really, and everyone, like every holiday, I've got to try and put together a Thanksgiving for, the 2 vegans, the 4 gluten-frees, the people who will only eat meat, the 4 people who are dairy-free. And it's like this, and families struggle with this all the time, right? My son has these weird sensitivities to salicylates, which is, the outside of a lot of fruits and vegetables. And then my husband needs to be grain-free and low glycemic because he's pre-diabetic, and then I'm autoimmune. And so it's like, I got in the kitchen and was like, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown if I'm cooking 3 meals for everyone. So I took my culinary passion and my background in just kind of loving food and working in the food industry, and I started to really tap into the methods that allowed me to be a more confident and a more intuitive cook. And I work in matrices, a matrix. So it's like, pick something from each column. There are substitutions for everything. Gluten, soy, corn, all of it. And if you can get more confident and more intuitive in the kitchen, you can pull together meals that will meet a lot of the parameters that you need to meet and still taste good, which is pretty important.
Right. Okay. So you are going to get cooking, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you kind of take the lead. And what are you going to prepare for us today? Like what's your journey going to be today?
Well, great question, because I decided to wing it in a way and do exactly what many of us are doing at dinner time and at lunchtime and saying, okay, I know I want to eat something nourishing and I don't have a lot of time, and I do have a stocked refrigerator. So my step one for all of my members and everyone inside of my program is to just teach them how to plan and shop in a way that stocks them to do exactly what I'm going to show you today, which is pull together a bowl of nourishing deliciousness that meets all of my eating parameters in, I don't know, let's call it 15 minutes or less.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay,
Let's
good.
do it.
Time me. Maybe set a timer.
Okay, I'm timing you.
All right, roll my stuff. What I have to do. And I may run on and off camera. It'll be just like real life when you're in your own kitchen.
This is so fun. I'm ready. Okay, we have timing at 15 minutes and go.
Okay, perfect. So I opened my refrigerator and I always first look for what is my carbohydrate base. So you want to stock yourself with proteins, carbs, and healthy fats. My favorite hands down carbohydrate is the humble sweet potato. And this one doesn't look so fabulous because it's pre-cooked. And this is magic. Anytime you've got a couple of minutes to poke some holes in a sweet potato, put it on a pan and throw it in the oven at 425 for about 40 minutes, you are going to love yourself the next couple of days because this sweet potato, my friends, can become anything you want. It's an awesome starch. I'm a real big fan of this Murasaki white sweet potato. It's sort of purple on the outside and white in the middle. Some grocery stores call them Japanese sweet potatoes. Whatever your starch is, this is plantains a lot for me too. I use starches for me to replace grains in my family. So my husband, like I said, is low glycemic. My son and I are always working on gut healing. So we're very low on the grains. When we do eat them, we soak and sprout them. That's for another show. But we use a lot of starches as that carbohydrate base. It's going to deliver a lot more nutrients than, say, a piece of bread. This is gold in the mornings for breakfast. You can replace toast with sweet potato, I promise. So one of my favorite things to do, this is pre-baked, is to then take that sucker and cut it. It's cold, right out of the refrigerator. Cut it into thick medallions like this, and then fry it up in a skillet with some high quality, good for you fat, and get it all crispy. This is when it's amazing at breakfast. When it's my piece of toast.
So what kind of oil are you using?
Yeah, so one of my recent favorites is a high smoke point sesame oil. Yeah. Spectrum makes this. It's refined, so it can handle high heat. And this kind of thing can replace a vegetable oil for a lot of people. The canola oil, those oils that some people say, gosh, well, coconut and olive oil, you shouldn't really be cooking those at a high heat. Get yourself some sesame oil or avocado oil for your high smoke point. And let's get that pan hot while I show you the rest of my ingredients. Oh, FYI, cast iron skillet, practically a requirement inside the New School Kitchen. So amazing. Do you have one, Lane? Do you use it?
I love it. We have two that I are always using. Yes. Awesome.
And they stay on your stove and they work for anything, right?
Yep. Required. Absolutely.
People are intimidated by them. It really is a simple process to clean them out. I just scrub it out with some water and wipe it with a towel, and it's ready to go over and over again every time. It makes the food taste better, I swear. It builds really good texture. Okay, next, I have an abundance. I way oversprouted some lentils here. Look at all these lentils I have to work with. I just dumped some in. So just like pre-cooking the sweet potato, sprouts may be a little more 102 for some people, but there are plenty of you out there who are doing really good stuff with real food, and you can turn your nutrition dial up a notch by doing something simple like sprouting. Lentils are so easy to sprout and insanely nutritious, and they're going to deliver not just nutrients, but protein. So if you're plant-based, lentils should be your friend. I know you're heavy on plant-based, Lane, I think. Do you eat lentils?
I love lentils. They're one of my favorite go-to. Yeah, it's a must. It's another must in my house.
Yes, and I think they're underappreciated and underused over and over again with people. I don't get it. Lentils, and they're cheap as shit. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You know. Okay, so like all I did was soak these in water overnight, and then I put them in a strainer, covered them with a dish towel, set them on the counter, and rinsed them twice a day for about 2 days, and they have these gorgeous little tails on them. Look at that. Mm-hmm. And what happens when you sprout, as I'm sure you know, is that you're unlocking nutrients, but you're also removing the enzyme inhibitors, the part of the legume or the nut or the grain that may be causing some gut distress and preventing you from fully getting the benefit of the food. So if you're going to eat legumes and nuts and grains, it's a good practice to just start playing with soaking and sprouting them. Do you do any of that?
I do. Yeah. I love soaking walnuts. I soak, what else I soak? I soak my legumes.
That's awesome. And it's not hard, right?
No, it's not. It's just, you have to think about it, right? It's like thinking, it's about cooking the sweet potato for 40 minutes. It's the same thing.
It's exactly right. And this is when I say to people, it's easy. There's intention that you have to set. I'm going to throw the potato in the skillet. And this is a perfect time for me to explain to you my ABC, which stands for always be cooking. And it doesn't that you spend all day in the kitchen cooking, it means that when you've got 5 minutes, when you've got 10 minutes, and moms are really good at this with other things. We're really good at knowing I can throw in a little laundry. I can quit cleaning the toilet right now. I got 5 minutes. Do this in your kitchen. Walk in, look around, open up your fridge and say, what can I do in this 5 minutes, in this 10 minutes that's going to make me love my life when I open the refrigerator later or tomorrow? You don't have to cook just when you're hungry, just when it's time to eat. That was that sweet potato at 9 o'clock last night. I knew I was up for about 45 more minutes. And it was like, bam, throw it in. I'm going to love it later. Same with the lentils 2 days ago. I saw them in the cabinet and I said, let me soak them. Let's see what happens. Now I'm forced to work with them. I'm forced to eat them for the next couple of days because they're there in my refrigerator as a component to my meal. Okay. Sweet potatoes are sizzling away. I'm going to put a little sea salt on them. Hopefully, this is like my #1 superfood. Everyone is using a mineral-rich sea salt, Himalayan, pink salt, Celtic sea salt. You need those trace minerals. Don't be afraid. Plus, food tastes horrible without salt on it.
What are you to say to somebody who has that mentality of, I can't have salt?
Yeah, so there's so much of this. Ooh, I got a smoky skillet here. Move it over.
Right, like somebody who's eating a processed diet.
Yes.
Right? Like they're eating bags of chips and Cheerios, right? Which is a sodium nightmare. And then
that's a great way to see it. I see it over and over again with my heart clients and my diabetic clients. They'll avoid putting salt on their actual real food, and then they will go out and have Lay's potato chips. And it's like, 100%. So really helping them understand what is like mineral-rich salt that is balanced and where they're eating processed, crappy sodium and the effect that has on the body. Same thing with sugar. You know, they want to drink the Diet Coke, but they won't use a little bit of raw local honey on something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so much perspective and education and really just holding the space for people. It's confusing and it's overwhelming. People like you and I who have always kind of gravitated towards food and nutrition information, it comes easily to us. And I think there's a lot of coaches out there that might say like, oh, it's really easy. And the fact of the matter is for the everyday person whose brain and whose gifts are somewhere else outside of food, it is not easy and it's totally over. So we hold that space inside the New School Kitchen for people to say, this might be a dumb question, which there are none, but okay, this is my favorite make-ahead.
What is that?
I'll do this pesto, but all you need is some green herbs. I'll do this with cilantro, I'll do this with basil, and I'll do this with parsley, some garlic, and something nutty. I use hemp hearts, the inside of the hemp seed. It's an awesome superfood, and I don't digest nuts really well because I'm celiac and autoimmune. So, but hemp hearts give me that nuttiness. They're amazing in pesto. And I put a little nutritional yeast in there too, just for those added B vitamins, especially important if you are vegan. And then I'm just going to take that pesto. You guys, you can do anything with this. That is the beauty of a pesto. I made it in my Vitamix, but you can do it in a food processor. You can do it in a blender. And this becomes your instant flavor for your bowl of food. I'm just putting it on the lentils. I didn't plan that. But once I pulled everything out of the refrigerator and looked at it, we're just pulling components together here. All right, what time is it?
You have 6 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, it's good. This is fun. I was going to saute some kale, but maybe we'll just massage it and do a little raw kale salad.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You ready?
Right.
How do I want to say this? So there's a lot of stuff in that kale right there that people may not be happy in their gut. So what do you do about that?
So are we talking about like oxalates? Yeah, absolutely. So there's 2 rules inside the New School Kitchen. The first is to eat real food, whatever that looks like, right? I try not to put labels on things, vegan, paleo, whatever it is. There's so many diets out there, and I know you know this and probably deal with these questions all the time, but just eat the real food. Yeah. The vegetables are the focus for all of us. We all must eat vegetables, right? The second part of the equation is listen to your body. And listen to, what's resonating with you around the health research, around what your body is saying, around what's working and not working. Because you're absolutely right. Just because kale is good for you doesn't mean that kale is good for everybody. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah, there's a lot of, a lot of people can't digest that because of the oxalates, right? They get stuck, they cause kidney problems. So there are things that you can take with that. You can steam it, blanch it quickly. What do you do?
So I would, definitely blanch it for like, and it's not like you're getting it wilty, it's just like 30 seconds.
And so by blanching it, what's happening?
It gets rid of that.
No way. I love that. You taught me that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. I also,
and it's a good workaround too. I mean, if you could pour hot water on it and then it's done. Like that's it.
Oh, I kind of want to do that. I'm going to do that next time. I don't have my hot water. That's genius. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the oxalates are a problem for a lot of people. And especially if you're making green smoothies and you're throwing the same spinach in that smoothie every day, you have got to be there. Rotation and variety applies with everything. We have all this food available to us all the time year round, and we're not necessarily supposed to be eating bananas 350 days a year, right?
No bananas.
So there's so many problems with that, right? The banana grows in the climate where people need to replenish their potassium because they're sweating all the time. Like seasonal, local is important for a reason. So yes, rotating your greens and kind of getting savvy on like, if you're having like chronic, I think oxalates can cause like vaginal pain, right?
Oh yeah, they can like your bones, your joints, your like hoo-ha. Yeah, problems.
Be nice to your hoo-ha and treat your grains appropriately. And Lane is telling me blanch them. Brilliant. What about if I cook it in a skillet? Is that going to take care of the oxalates?
Yeah. So but then you're cooking it, right? Then you're actually breaking it down further.
Yep. I love that. Okay. So I'm going to just throw the kale in the skillet for the last minute after I take the sweet potato out. Let me get a bowl. Play some like grand finale music.
Dun dun dun. Making it happen. I love that you have your crock pot out there in the back.
Bone broth. Yeah, there's bone broth cooking in there.
Yep.
This water kefir. It's a fermented probiotic drink. Yep. We have a berry flavor going and a kiwi flavor going.
Nice.
Then, look, I have 2 kids. One of them is still breastfeeding. I wake up twice at night. My husband works full time, and I'm running essentially a full-time business from home. So if I can do this, and I'm totally unorganized and have ADHD. So if I can do this, you can learn to do this. There's a lot to be said for fake it till you make it in the kitchen, Lane. And I don't know if your experience was like this when you were really getting. I didn't know how to freaking sprout, and I totally messed it up a couple times, but you have to keep bringing yourself. It's like staying in the game, right? Getting back out on the field. But I tell my son with soccer, like, just go back into it again. There's something about food and cooking where we get to feed it. If something, if our husband says like, "Ooh, this is weird," it really is hurtful. So it's staying in the game is a huge part of this. Yeah. All right, we've got a fun green bowl. I think it's important to have things that you like to eat out of.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, you have your good dishes that make you happy?
Oh yeah, particular.
Really? What is it?
Yeah. Well, I'm a huge fan of Heath ceramics. So we have our whole kitchen is Heath because I just love the way that they feel. Yeah. I love the way that food looks on the plate.
Yeah. And you know what? That is such an important part of digestion. I don't know if you read the Slow Down Diet by Mark David, but just that whole idea of like pause and presentation and intention and, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system when you're eating, like what a game changer for digestion, right? To just take a couple deep breaths before you eat and not do this while driving. Right. Which is what I did about 20 minutes ago. So that's, all right, I'm throwing my kale in the skillet just for a minute because now I'm going to break down my oxalates after that. Thank you for teaching me that.
Yeah, of course. You're at 1 minute, 18 seconds. I love it. You're going to make it happen.
All right, we're getting the kale going. I'm going to put a little more oil. You can also pour I can take a ladle in my bone broth and throw it in the kale. Okay, so let's talk about protein. So our sweet potato is our carbohydrate. Our greens are also a carbohydrate. They're barely a carbohydrate. They're just nutrients and fiber, really. And every day, I think, especially if you don't have an oxalate problem, this is my energy. I feel a lift when I have my leafy greens. Our pesto is giving us some superfoods and some flavor. Our lentils are giving us some nutrients. I found a half an avocado in the refrigerator. So this has some protein, right?
It's delicious.
Yeah, who doesn't love avocado? You know, they can cause some people who are latex reactive don't do well with avocado. I feel sad for them. I eat at least a half a day, if not a whole one. We'll throw that on top. And then this morning, when I making my breakfast. I made up a whole pound of pasture pork sausage from a farm about 50 miles away from me. These are super happy pigs. I buy it directly from a family and I get to support them, which feels really good. And the sausage is just incredible. Simply
Nice.
things, no additives, no dextrose, nothing. So I feel good about this protein in my body. So I've got my sweet potato. Oh, look, low battery. Good thing we only have everything. Pressure cooker. Okay.
You're at 17 seconds.
If I had more time, I would take this garlic and chop it up and throw it in with the kale, but I'm going to skip it, and that's okay. All right, so sweet potato at the bottom of the bowl, and then some apple cider vinegar at the end of the kale here.
Yep.
Typically, I find when people tell me their food tastes bland, they're not putting an acidic component in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dark leafy greens.
I know it's got to smell really good in there right now.
It does. I'm so excited for lunch. Dark leafy greens, a little sausage patty. Let's put the sausage patty on the sweet potato, the two of those together. And then I've got my pesto lentils all here for more nutrients and flavor. And let's scoop the avocado. Now, I just ran out of it, but I had made some sauerkraut with purple cabbage.
Delicious.
Such a delight for your eyes and for your digestive fire.
There's your time.
Oh, there's my time. Look, I'm done. So I have for you all a bowl of kale, sweet potato, pasture pork sausage, avocado, and sprouted lentils in 15 minutes because I had done a little bit of foreplay, let's call it, in the kitchen, getting my on. What do you think?
I wish you were here.
Would you eat this? Is this like, would this be in your body?
I would eat it. I probably wouldn't eat all of the sausage. Yeah. I'd probably eat just half of it. I'm kind of more leaning more vegan right now.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Choices. I feel like when I'm doing that, I feel much lighter and I feel like I even look different.
Really? Like your face?
Yeah. I feel like even my face changes, my energy changes. And I was like, those vegan people are strange, right? Because I come from like eating meat and growing up with meat. And then I became a bulletproof coach and I am very like, let's do it. But now I love plant-based. And it's because I'm in tune with my body.
Yes. You just said it.
That has been the huge significant change that I've made in the last maybe 2 years, is going really towards the bio-individuality of like what makes sense for me.
I love that.
What makes sense. Yeah. Like what makes sense for my husband, what makes sense for my child. Like, yeah, it's a little more time, a little more investment, but at the end of the day, so it gets back to like vanity, right? Like I look better. I have more energy, I know that when I was strictly eating a bulletproof diet, I put on like 20 pounds. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So, the high fat diet for me wasn't really working, and then come to find out that I don't really metabolize fat like most people. So then I have to start taking digestive enzymes and lipase, and no, I don't want to go through that every time I'm eating, it's like, no.
I just love that even though you have that bulletproof coach next to your name, you have been kind of courageous enough to say that it doesn't necessarily work for me, but it's great if it works for you. It's like taking the dogma out of it.
Yes.
This food stuff gets like religious. People, it worked in my body, so like you are wrong at the same experience. First, because it's invalidating, it's scary to us. We want to know we inherit part of something, and I'm so with you. That's like, if I could use legumes as my primary source of protein, my budget would love it. Like, pasture pork sausage is freaking expensive, right? But I have taken like crude protein out like that. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
And if there's any truth to the blood type diet and everything, I'm O positive. I'm the primal diet. Like all of that kind of makes sense for me. And you know what? In a year, my hope would be that I have stoked my digestive fire enough that I can break down more plant-based proteins, and that I don't, I can cut that sausage in half and then in thirds and be making less of an impact on the environment too.
Right, right. Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm so glad that you get the heritage pork, right? We have a farmer that we buy from who massages their little animals and sprouts their food. And when we do buy these products, I feel very like I'm connected to that animal, right? I'm supporting a local farmer. And I feel like the meat is different.
Yes.
Again, it's like this weird, I don't want to talk like energy, right? But it is.
It is.
It's this like energetic circle. And I feel better when I'm eating that as opposed to just going to Whole Foods and buying some kind of random pork sausage that I don't know where it came from. I know that it's organic, but.
And just because it was sold in Whole Foods or your local co-op does not mean, I used to joke that sourcing my meat was like a part-time job.
Yeah.
Because it really was. It's like, I got to talk to this farmer and get this drop off, and they only come to town once a month. And then, my chicken's over here with these guys. Their farmer's market is every other Wednesday. And there was a strategy, and now it's my flow and I've developed the habit. But yes, when I made the commitment to only eating really happy animals that are pastured, being the key word there, that are roaming, not just organic, because that doesn't mean that much anymore.
Yeah.
It really changed. It changed a lot for me, and God, does it feel like more in alignment with my values.
Yeah. So that's it right there. It's like back in alignment with me. And I think a lot of women they're not in alignment, right? We're just walking around kind of like chasing something and making sure that we get shite done, right? So there's no time to think about it. We're just trying to like put food on the table. So we're all just doing the best we can, but it makes a big difference when we start to look at those things and start to get in touch with them. And I feel like that's what you're doing with your new school. I love it. I love it.
Oh, thank you. And I love what you're saying too. I want to just share this one thing that perspective wise, when women are saying, I don't have time, I don't have money. And there's a truth to all of that. And those are limiting beliefs that keep us from making small steps and making small steps. I didn't start out like this. I'm 9 years into this experience.
Yeah.
But you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Are you dying?
No, someone called me and it just went away. Eating well, and that includes the act of sitting down, preparing, contacting a farmer, putting this intention into your food is a really powerful act of self-love and self-love.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we think of that because we have to eat. It's just sort of like this thing that we've got to keep up with. But if you can reframe it to being an act of self-care and self-love, I think it just sends this incredible message energetically to your family, to your community, to the universe, to whoever and whatever, and more comes back to you. As cheap as it sounds, I felt that shift when I began to love myself with good food.
So true. Amen, sister. All right. So how can our viewers find you? Where do you want them to go to check out more?
I want them to go to thenewschoolkitchen.com. That's my website where you can get freebies, videos, downloads, my Costco real food cheat sheet, which is a good fun.
Nice.
Right on the front there, and just learn more about how to stay connected with me. And if you're interested, join my membership, which is a steal at only $24 a month. You get access to me like this in your kitchen, from my kitchen, with videos, recipes, and it's really about the cheat sheets, the guides, and the perspective that keeps you motivated and inspired to keep nourishing yourself with awesome real food.
So good. Yay. Well, I'm so glad to have you on the show today. Everyone, make sure to jump on over to Rice page and say hello and say thank you. And thank you again, sweet friend.
You are so welcome. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate just being able to connect with you, even from coast to coast across the country, with a like-minded woman around food and self-love. Keep doing the awesome work that you're doing, inspiring people.
Thanks. Until next time, guys, take care.